Want a sunny garden? This is the best direction. Hello friends, today we will talk that the reason why south is the best direction for sun-facing gardens. A sunny garden is a healthy and beautiful place. We give you the best direction for a garden that needs plenty of sunlight. A garden that faces south will harvest the most sunlight hours during the day. This is especially true for homes in the northern hemisphere. Why does direction matter so much? Get ready to learn all about the wonderful benefits of a south-facing garden. The reason why south is the best direction for sun-facing gardens. For gardens in the northern hemisphere, a south-facing garden allows plants to soak up more hours of sunlight. The reason for this is how the sun rises and sets. As it rises from the east and dips away in the west, a south-facing garden will reap the most hours in this situation. A garden that faces in any other direction might get a lot less warmth and light during the day. There are also several benefits besides having a sunny garden. Let's look at all the other perks a south-facing garden has to offer. Vegetable plots flourish in south-facing gardens. The math is simple and delicious. When veggie plants receive adequate sunlight and water, they prosper. If you are an avid vegetable gardener, then a south-facing plot is a must. It does not matter how big or small your vegetable garden is. This is the best direction if you want healthy and productive plants. Flowering plants do well with a lot of sun. A lot of people adore a garden with flowers. What's not to love about a well-designed garden in full bloom? But one aspect of nature that must be considered is the amount of sun that your flowering plants need. If you work with species that require long hours of light to grow at their best, then a south-facing garden is just perfect. Your home will have a lot of natural light. There is a lot of scientific evidence that natural light is good for us. One of the best benefits is that it uplifts the mood. It also keeps us healthy by helping our bodies to produce certain compounds like vitamin D and the feel-good hormones called endorphins. But there is another benefit to soaking up the sun yourself. If your windows are also facing mostly to the south, then your home will have natural light for longer hours during the day. This means that people can switch on their lights later, and over time, it saves a lot of electricity and power bills. Need another benefit? Your home will also be warmer during the winter. You can entertain outside for longer. Sure, many of us love a good fire, friends, and a starry sky. This recipe is why camping is such a hot favorite. But what if you do not like to stay outside when darkness falls? Then a south-facing garden could be the answer. It will allow you to enjoy your garden and outdoors for a few more hours filled with sunlight. Your property has more worth. The worth of property is based on several factors. The size of the garden and home. The condition of the property and even the location. But one overlooked factor is the direction that the garden and home face. South-facing properties are so popular that they apparently sell faster at higher prices. How can I tell if my garden is facing south? Use a real compass or a compass app on your phone. Stand with your back against the rear of your home. If the compass indicates south, then you have a south-facing garden. You can also find your home on Google Maps and see what direction your garden faces. Are there any drawbacks to a south-facing garden? There are a few hiccups associated with south-facing properties. None of them are deal breakers that will make you want to tear your hair out. However, if you are interested in buying a south-facing home and want to look at both the pros and the cons, then the following section is just for you. You will need to water the garden more. The earth in a sunny garden tends to dry out more quickly. For this reason, you need to stay on your toes if you do not want your prized vegetables or flowers to die of thirst. A south-facing home can save that electricity bill, but it might just add extra costs to your water bill. Your house is hotter during the summer. Summers these days are extremely hot. If your house receives extra hours of sunlight, it will stay warmer for longer. Needless to say, this can be annoying and even disheartening. If you keep your house cool with air conditioning, then a south-facing home can indeed cause a spike in your electricity bill over the hotter months and days. Your moss problem might grow. With plenty of sunlight, your south-facing garden and walls are looking great. But hold on, doesn't that mean that your north-facing walls and foliage are too damp and dark? Unfortunately, some homes have a lovely south-facing garden, but one that comes at a price. The northern walls, patio, and garden are too wet. Too much moisture comes with all sorts of problems. The most common issues include damp, moss, and water damage in the garden and home. Sun damage inside the home, and outside. Too much of a good thing can also have undesirable consequences. Nowhere is it more true than with sunlight. Most people are aware that sunlight can cause harm to our bodies when the exposure lasts too long and the UV index is high. But property is also vulnerable to sun damage. Outside of the home, you might notice that your south-facing walls have paint issues. The color is not as vibrant as on the north side of your home. The paint might also be brittle and peeling. Inside the home, sunlight can also fade colors from curtains, carpets, and furniture. This type of damage can be costly, especially when you need to repaint the walls or the affected furniture is valuable. A quick summary on the best direction for sun-facing gardens. You can find out if you have a south-facing garden by looking at a compass or Google Maps. A south-facing garden comes with benefits and drawbacks. The benefits of a south-facing garden include a warmer home, healthier plants, and a more valuable piece of property. The drawbacks include hot rooms during the summer and sun damage to the walls, curtains, and furniture. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. For getting more useful and interesting information, subscribe to the engineer Ajay Lod's channel, How to Make My House.